everybody. At long last I am back to continue and almost finish our little darling album. As you know, we've gotten this far with page 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and today we'll do 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. So let's get settled in. I hope everybody can see. And the first thing I've got to do is cut some paper. So we're going to use first the paper called Heaven Sent. And this has got some really pretty butterflies on it. It's got pink, blue, and yellow, and green, so it's applicable to a book for either baby or either sex. And we're going to do the basic cutting of the pages first, and that is at 4.5. Let's get it right. Oops, jiggle the camera. 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I start at the bottom for some reason, but I guess that's so I don't cut the title of the page off. So the first cut's going to be 4.5 or 4 1/4. I'm sorry, all the way across, and then 2 pieces, 5.5. The blade's getting a little dull, I can tell. I've been busy. My husband's gone fishing. This is the 5.5 inch length. And so I've been crafting to my heart's content, and that's always fun. I'm just going to toss those over there. Okay, I'll set the cutter aside for the time being. And we have our 2, well, get down here, book, pages. They're going to go like that and like that. And we're going to do, this is sort of a repeat of one of the other pages we've done, only with different paper, so that's not going to be hard to do. We're going to attach these particular sheets on the paper, and of course if you're using another paper line, you can use whatever paper you want. And if you're using a different kind of album, cut your paper approximately 1/4 inch less than the dimensions of the base. That'll give you just a little bit of an edge on there for a trim look. Oh, I forgot to get my distress ink. I shall return. It's in the other room. Okay, back we go. Thought I had everything sitting out, but I'm going to distress my edges here like I did before. And these little things, as I've said, make it so easy. I was at Michael's the other day, and they didn't have any of these little inks in the right color, so I'm running a little low up here. Okay, so we'll put this one down. Okay, and we'll distress the edges on this. These are pretty little butterflies. And as I said, this is called Heaven Sent. Anyway, today there were some things I had to do around the house, and I raise Gouldian finches, and I've done some videos of my Gouldians, but anyway, they're a gorgeous little finch from Australia, and they have entered their breeding season now. So I've tried to get everything cleaned up for them, and there was one little finch that needed some medication, and so I was chasing her around the cage with my little net, trying to get her, and another one got out. And we do have babies on the nest because I can hear them peeping. I try not to disturb them because they can get so upset that they just abandon the nest or toss their babies out. So I leave them alone if I know they have babies. But this one little mother finch had I think she had air sac mites, so I've been treating her. And another got out. And I don't know. Oh, phooey. This one's crooked. I hate it when I do that. Fortunately, this is rather substantial paper. But I got to do a little extra glue now because I didn't pay attention to my edges. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Thank goodness for ATG. All right. So there we've got the two bases. And we're going to next trim 2 pieces of Cherished, which is this pretty paper with the green ribbons. 2 pieces of those at 2 inches tall and 5.5 long. So let me put this up here again and get out my trimmer. I've got this Fiskars trimmer. I had the old one where you had to always pull this arm out if you went over 3.5 inches. But this one goes to 6.5. And I love it because most of the cuts I make are less than 6 inches, so you don't have to mess with this arm. Remember, we're doing 2 inches high. And this is another one of those little pockets. We did it once before. We're cutting 2 pages of this at 5.5 inches long. The table's a little wobbly, isn't it? I'm not using my craft table, I'm just using a card table, and it's a little shaky on our carpeting. Okay. Alrighty. Now, the old border punch. Remember, I used the Fiskars, just the scalloped with the Swiss dots. And I'm going to do the top of that. Ooh, shaky face, shaky table, shaky table. Just to give it a little prettiness. I know y'all thought I was never going to get back to doing this, but it just seemed like getting my husband ready to go anywhere involved like getting the whole family ready to go somewhere. This one doesn't want to do. Alright, there we go. Okay. There we have the little scalloped, and I'm going to distress it. And I do distress the top so you can accentuate the scalloped edge that way. Okay, good. Anyway, I caught my little finches, treated her. I like to never caught the other one that got loose. He hid from me for a long time, but they always want to go back to where their buds are, so put that one up there. I waited him out and drank a cup of coffee, and he eventually showed himself, and I caught him then. I've raised birds for a long time, but the finches are my favorite. They're just so beautiful. Okay. And you know how to line these fillers up so that it makes the full cut. Oops, I didn't get that one good. Oops, I sort of missed one. Let's go back and pick him up. There. Okay. A little double hole there, but that's life. Okay, and then we're going to, that's all we're going to do with the punch. Distress it. I've got 4 or 5 days of living around the house as I want, and then I've got to clean up. So I'm scrapping out here by the television set so I can just scrap away all day. I don't have to fix dinner. I do have to do laundry, clean the kitchen and all that. But for the most part, it's just my time to be me. And I like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to bring our little book back and put our pockets on. In fact, I'm going to do this with glue because this is a 3-sided pocket. You're not going to put glue on the top, remember. You want just a thin line of glue around here. Around here. And don't put the glue way at the bottom, because then when you put it on, it's going to squoosh. And you won't have room for your, it'll just squirt out underneath. Okay. And I try not to mash too hard because it does. And I did tell you the reasoning behind the wet glue rather than the dry glue, which I almost forgot when I started to use my ATG, is that the adhesive on the ATG or any of the tape runners always stays sticky. And when you put things down in them, and they run into that adhesive, it's still sticky and they get stuck down there. So if you put photos down there or tags or whatever, they're going to get stuck down there and it's just going to be frustrating. So that's why I always use hot glue, which is not my favorite thing to do, or wet glue when I'm making a pocket. And remember, just on the sides and the bottom, you don't want to tape the top up. It wouldn't be a disaster if you did, because you know you can always decorate it, but it's better if you don't. Okay, here we go. Line it up with your paper that you put in there, on there rather, and there you go. 3 sides. Oops, that one slipped a little. And this will take a few minutes to dry, but you've got a little leeway to scoot it around if you don't get it quite right. And then this top here will stay loose so you can put things in there. Okay, so you've got your pockets, and then it says, excuse me for the reaching across, they want you to cut out either a girl border or a boy border, and I'm going to use this one right here to cut it out and put it across the thing right there. And it's going to be the same length as your papers, which will be 5.5 inches. If you're going to do a girl, you might want to do a pink one, or you may want to repeat the butterfly theme, whichever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Whatever paper you're using, it's going to be, this is about 1 inch, maybe a little bit less than 1 inch, a generous 3/4 inch strip, and then you would make it 5.5 inches in length. And you're going to do 2 of them because you're going to decorate both pages the same. Okay, I think I'm through with that border. And I'm through with this, and for the time being through with those. Now we're going to cut these both at 5.5 inches. One, my little finches are so cute. They're a gorgeous color, and the babies, I used to check on the nests, you know, check on, and just obsessively, just to see if the eggs had hatched, and I found that just sort of wasn't a good idea. So now I just wait till I hear them peeping, and then I know, because if you leave the little finches alone, they're good parents, and contrary to what people say about Gouldian finches, they really are good parents. So many people pull the eggs and raise them hand-reared and all this, but if you leave them alone, they know what to do. So they're from Australia, and they're a grass finch. The little male has a pretty little song and dances on the branch when he's in a courting mood to a female that seems to be paying attention. And then they nest in wooden boxes. I have to put nesting material out, and they build their nest in the wooden boxes. And I feed them special stuff. Well, it's a lot of fun. And my husband made me a piece of furniture that's like it's a glass cage. But now, do I want this right in the middle, or down here, or up here? I think in the middle, so both patterns show. Okay. That's a crooked angle, but okay. I always use plenty of glue. I just don't want things coming loose in the middle of my project. There. I think that'll do. Okay. One more piece. And with your ATG gun, you know, you get these little extra pieces of fuzzle adhesive there. I just fold them under. Okay, there you go. There's my little cherished babies. These border strips are really nice. Okay, so there's 7 and 8. All done. And I think that turned out pretty good. Then we, of course, have this to deal with, but we first have to make tags to go in there anyway, so I'm not worried about it. And then 9 and 10 are the last 2 pages for this particular little booklet. And with that, I've got my little instruction sheet printed out so I can see it better. You trim 2 pieces of Lullaby. And I believe this is Lullaby right here. Let's see. Lullaby. 2 pieces of this for the base pages. So I'm going to, let's see, I don't want to cut heads off. So I think I'm going to go up a little bit to get the little darlings. Let's see here. I'll reach across here and see what 5 1/2 would be, because I don't want to cut the okay. Okay, if I'll just cut a little bit above, I think it'll be good. No, it's going to be 4 1/2. That's going to be the, maybe I'm going to cut from up here. Well, I'm going to cut from the top. I just don't know, but I want to get as much of the little babies in as I can without losing it. So let's try trimming off the edge here at the top. Right there. And let's see how much I can get in with 4.5. I think that'll work pretty good. Okay, 4.5. These peppers are so pretty, I just hate to trim anything off of there, but so that's what we got. That's pretty good. Now we do have to cut it by 5.5. Okay, 5.5. Now, we've got these two pieces that have to be distressed before I put them on the page. Oh, look at that. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. And if you really wanted to make it cute, you could color it with colored pencils, but I'm not inclined to do that. On a card I would, but not on a page. But it is cute. Okie doke. There we go. There is definitely a feeling of fall in the air around here this week. You know, we've had this heat wave that's been keeping us dried out and smothering for about a month. And now all of a sudden, the rains have come. And this morning I went out to feed our doggies and ooh, it was almost cool. And I noticed our air conditioning hasn't run much, so alright, this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here, so because this is where the pages continue. This is part of that one. So they're going to go right there. We've not used this paper yet. And ooh, that's pretty on the back too. Okay, get out the old ATG and give it the stick all the way to the edge. You don't want your paper peeling off while people are looking at it. Okay. I'm having a little trouble getting it straight there. Okay. There. And okay. I've actually joined a gym with a friend of mine. I'm not a gym joiner as a rule, but this new gym came to town and they had some good offers. Oh, I'm going to have to trim this. This is a little long. I don't know why it is, but it is. Anyway, they had some good gym offers. And so we had some coupons to join the gym. So we went and talked to the guy. Now I got to re-stress this one. And we ended up signing on the dotted line. I knew I would, because I have to get some exercise. I just have to do it. I'm not a fan of exercise. Okay, we've got these. That's a pretty page right there. We're going to do something a little bit different. Now it says, trim 2 large pieces from Heaven Sent. And this is, it's not Heaven Sent. Where's Heaven Sent? Oh, Heaven Sent is the butterflies. Right? No. Yes, Heaven Sent is the butterflies. And I don't like this side, so I'm going to trim 2 large pieces, and I think I'll probably make them 3 inches tall and 4 inches wide. That's probably about as large as I want it, so I'll do that. 3 by 4, 2 3 by 4s. Now 4 inches going this way. Depending on which way your picture orientation is going to be, you can do however you want. But I figure most pictures are of babies laying down, and so it'll be a layout position rather than a portrait. Okay. 2 of the little 4 inches this way, 3 inches that way. Get out the distress. And we're going to do the hinge deal like we did before and make little picture flaps. Gives just a little bit more room for, you know, for photos, because you can do it on the front and the back. And it's cute for surprises and so forth. And I did find some charms at Michael's, some baby charms that I may hook to the edge of these. Okay, now we've got to get 2 of the stamps. Oh, and I have 2 cut out already. There was a stamp page called New Arrivals, and if you'll remember, they had these cute little stamps, and here's one that says special. Oh, they all say special delivery, but I'm going to cut. They want you to fold them in half, which I'm going to let the stamp show, not the whole. Fold them in half for this, what the stamps are. And it may not be right, but that's all right, because you're using them as the hinge. And you're going to turn it over. Glue it here, and glue it on the thing. So let's see here. Okay. This side here is not going to show, because it's going to be against 2 pieces of paper. Only the stamp side will show. And I'm going to use my wet glue for this, because I just feel that has a stronger bond. Now I got to find 2 other. What do I want? think I want these two. Sorry about the camera. They give you so much to choose from, I just don't know where to start. Okay. These both say special delivery too. And you're going to fold the stamps to the inside because when you flip it open, that's what's going to show. But in order to fold on the stamp edge, you have to first go that way. And then turn it in like that. Okay. Oh, got this right side up, I did. Then just stick your little piece down after putting a little bit of glue on. Right at the top. Hold it just a few seconds. Okay. And there we have. And where do we want these? I'm going to put these right in the middle. I think I put the other one pretty much toward the top, but do we want it toward the top or do we want it toward the middle? I'm going to put it smack dab in the middle. So, again, you come on here. And I'm going to eyeball it. There. And there, see? Ta-da! 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 Okay. I did not distress the edges of the stamp. You can if you want to. I just felt that was not needed. But it's up to you. Okay. That's about where I want it. That's not particularly straight, but there we go. All right. We have completed all of the pages. Ooh, not the back page though, have we? Looks like we need to do the back page in the same thing we did the front page in. So go ahead and do that. This was that first one, the little darlings. We didn't use a lot of that paper. So you should have a lot of it left. Use the what you used on the front page on the back page, and then we'll work on the flaps and some embellishments next time. Oh, one thing they told me to do here is on the first page we did, cut out from this paper or any paper you have that has pretty pictures. Bundle of Joy, this is. It said cut some large pictures. Well, I like this picture at the top, so I'm going to cut it out. This picture's a little big and it's would overwhelm the page, but I may cut this one. You can cut as many as you want, because this, oops. Come on now, there. this one and I will distress it, and that's a girl, and I don't think I want a girl. Cute little baby boys. Well, maybe I'll cut both of the baby boys. I don't know. Rockabye baby. I don't know. I may change my mind on which pictures, but I'm trying to get the boy pictures in here. And they didn't have too many biggies on that. But for the time being, well, let's distress them. I may change my mind on that one because they do have another pretty one that I like that's not quite so long and skinny. I think this is the distress ink that was beginning to wear out. I need to retire it. Lots of times, so at the time I decide to do that, I'll use it again and it's fine, so you just don't know. Okay. Very good. There you go. So we'll put one. These aren't quite dry. Aha, I may have to cut them in half because they're a little long. Okay, this one will definitely fit. Like that. And then they said, get one of these cute little tags, which came with the set, and stick that in there too. And I may do something else with this, but for the time being I'll stick it there too. And obviously these two little babies are not gonna fit, so I'll cut them in half. There. Okay. Next time, in the meantime, cover your back page with just one sheet of paper that should match your front. Cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4, because for some reason they didn't, I guess they assumed that we would do that. And you're all set then. We got this, and this, and then we just have the flaps to go and some little embellishment. So that's what we'll work on next time, and thank you very much.